The movie opens in the scorching desert. An exhausted, battle-worn conquistador stumbles across the endless sand alongside his young slave boy. Desperate and dehydrated, he pulls out an old map tucked inside a bottle, searching for a mysterious red circle that marks his salvation. He finally spots it just ahead. His face lights up with pure joy. But in his excitement, he pushes the cork too deep into the bottle. Now he can't get the map out. He needs something hard to smash the glass, and there's nothing around. Nothing except the boy's skull. Meanwhile, in America, troubled horror writer Om Bauman is struggling to finish the epilogue of his latest book. As he writes late into the night, he becomes immersed in his own twisted imagination. Back in the desert, the conquistador is slowly losing his mind. With no other options, he orders the boy to turn around. He raises the bottle, but can't bring himself to do it. Cut to Bauman. While writing, he starts seeing strange things, shadows creeping across the stairs, and whispers echoing through the darkness. Suddenly, the spirit of his dead mother appears behind him. Assuming he's simply imagining things, Bauman brushes it off and opens a cardboard box containing the belongings of his late parents. Inside, he finds photographs taken in Ireland during their honeymoon. In one picture, his mother is standing beside a giant tree. He also notices two cylindrical wooden urns containing his parents' ashes. Among the photographs is a flyer for a hotel called Bilberry Woods, the same place where his parents stayed during their honeymoon. Without delay, Bauman decides to travel to Ireland and honor his parents by scattering their ashes. After a long journey, he finally arrives at the Bilberry Woods Hotel. There he meets Fergal, the groundskeeper, who is busy cleaning guest cars. Bauman notices a dead goat lying nearby and asks Fergal about it. Fergal casually explains that the goats are pests because they dirty the cars and damage the paint. Bauman finds the explanation strange but shrugs it off and heads inside. Inside the hotel, Mr. Cobb, the owner, is entertaining a group of children with a chilling story. He tells them about a stone hut hidden deep in the woods where an ancient witch once lived. According to the legend, the witch preyed upon lost travelers. She would first place them under her spell, leaving them dazed and vulnerable. Once completely entranced, she would shackle her victims and drag them into the underworld, where they became food for other restless spirits. At that moment, Bauman interrupts the story and tells the children to return to their parents. Shortly afterward, a receptionist named Mal, who also happens to be Mr. Cobb's son-in-law, arrives at the front desk and assigns Bauman a room. He explains the hotel's rules and informs him that a Halloween party featuring live music will take place later that evening. Mal quickly recognizes Bauman as a famous horror writer. Excited, he tells Bauman that his son is a huge fan and begins treating him like a celebrity. However, Bauman coldly dismisses the attention and heads toward his room. Along the way, he notices Mr. Cobb and Fergal standing outside a heavily guarded honeymoon suite. Curious but uninterested in getting involved, he continues on his way. Before long, Bauman becomes lost in the hotel's maze-like hallways. Fortunately, a bartender named Fiona helps him find his room. Before she leaves, Bauman asks whether she knows the location of the giant tree from the photograph. Fiona directs him to the exact spot. Later, Bauman scatters his parents' ashes beneath the massive tree. On his way back to the hotel, he comes across the carcass of another mountain goat. Nearby sits a seemingly delusional man named Jerry, who appears to have hunted it. Jerry offers Bauman a bottle of Portin, calling it the water of life, while he drinks a strange concoction of magic mushrooms mixed with goat's milk. Most of what Jerry says is impossible for Bauman to understand. Nevertheless, he politely accepts the drink and continues on his way. Back at the hotel, Bauman shares the ending of his novel with Fiona. In the story, the conquistador finally uses the boy's skull to smash the bottle, but the glass still refuses to break. Left completely alone, the man wanders aimlessly through the desert until he dies. Fiona calls the ending bleak. Bauman smiles and tells her that she reminds him of his mother, beautiful, just as she was in her prime. As their conversation deepens, Bauman reveals the tragedy that destroyed his family. His mother was murdered shortly after the honeymoon, and his father eventually drank himself to death. He then